Welcome back. Now, artificial intelligence, or AI as it's commonly known, has the potential to address some of the biggest challenges in education today, innovative teaching and learning practices, and accelerate progress towards SDG 4. However, rapid technological developments inevitably bring multiple risks and challenges, which have so far outpaced policy debates and regulatory frameworks. To give us more detail on how Namibia plans to incorporate AI in the basic education system, I'm joined by the Deputy Executive Director in the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Ms. Edda Bohn. Ms. Bohn, good evening and welcome to the Daily Roundup.
Good evening, Nina, and thank you for inviting me.
Ms. Bohn, talk to us about how much of a priority it is for Namibia to incorporate artificial intelligence in the school curriculum.
We must see this in the bigger context. In the efforts of transforming education, the ICT component in education has been emphasized as one of the track actions. So we have detailed recommendations, of which, of course, first of all, we want all schools to be connected to the internet. And secondly, then to have the necessary infrastructure that is now from the computers, the smart boards, the gadgets that learners would require in order to reap the maximum benefits. Now, that would not happen overnight. So we have a detailed implementation plan on this, on the rollout of the infrastructure, as well as building the capacity of the teachers to deliver, the necessary ICT integrated in the curriculum, but also ICT for maximizing teaching and learning. And teaching and learning can greatly benefit from artificial intelligence in the way that, developing a language, teaching of the language, teaching remotely, through connecting all schools to a particular more competent or more experienced teacher, that we are doing already. And while we recognize that it is only possible for certain schools and learners, we would like to expand such that all learners have the opportunity. So it receives a great deal of attention in the ministry, but it also depends on the collaboration between the necessary actors in this arena. And this includes, of course, the Ministry of Information and Technology, as well as other stakeholders, for us to improve on the rollout of ICT and connectivity to all schools.
Yeah. Of course, this is very admirable aspirations of the ministry, but I'd like to gauge your views on whether you think the current ICT infrastructure across the country would make the implementation of AI possible. If you remember 2 years back or 3 years back now, when COVID hit us and students were forced to learn, at distance, we realized how unadvanced we are, and technologically.
Yes, technologically, we have fallen behind in terms of the school sector. It is only the government schools that are offering advanced subsidiary level, whom we have resourced with the interactive smart boards that are connected to the internet, and through that enable the teachers to tap into, international expertise and YouTube and other, virtual learning content, simulation of experiments, and essential learning content in order for learners to succeed. So we are very much behind, and we recognize that, and we just have to make a start. And in that process, we try to elaborate and, collaborate with the necessary actors. And UNICEF, UNESCO, and others are actually coming on board and are on board in assisting us further, whether it is from the policy development side or from really bringing all actors together to pave the way forward.
Mrs. Bohn, how do you think introducing AI will level the educational playing field, in terms of providing equitable and quality education to the Namibian child?
Yeah, in terms of artificial intelligence, there are more opportunities than obstacles. So it will enable us to standardize teaching and learning across all delivery points. That is, of course, across all schools, if we are able to build the capacity of all the teachers. We also recognize, despite of, the notion that artificial intelligence, the utilization thereof could replace teachers, we fully recognize that we still need the teacher. Artificial intelligence would not replace the role a teacher plays. A teacher plays the role of a facilitator in order to, have that human touch, that human interaction to build the knowledge and experience that we require in order to achieve our learning outcomes.
And I'm sure, of course, that it would be a great concern to teachers as well. Talk to us about when the ministry plans on implementing the AI in the school curricula, and at what level do you plan on introducing it?
So for now, there is work underway in terms of the minor curriculum revision already for junior primary, then, it builds up to the other grades. But in terms of streamlining with international practice, what we used to call computer studies, we have reformulated and rebranded into computer science, because we fully recognize it is just not the study of the subject, but it is a little more. So this would then also call for more preparation in terms of coding and robotics and alike, so that we stay on par with the learning content internationally. Even in this process, we also work together with UNESCO and other partners and stakeholders, even locally with the local universities, in order to accomplish some of these milestones. It will not happen overnight. We must also realize that it is an incremental process because we are so behind. So we will still allocate the resources accordingly, because it is a priority for the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the basic education sector to catch up with the world out there and not fall further behind.
Well, just one last question, Mrs. Bohn. You did mention, of course, that you will not do away with, the what we commonly know as teachers, and that they will play an administrative role as well, alongside the implementation of artificial intelligence. So is there a plan also to then upscale, the teachers' knowledge and skill to be able to do this?
Yes, of course. We have already certain platforms where teachers are trained through connecting teachers through the internet. And we would have to roll that out for all teachers, because we also fully recognize and acknowledge that not all teachers participate in these platforms. So one effort that the ministry has in place, and that is being currently fast-tracked, is to professionalize all teachers, and really in that process reap the benefits of artificial intelligence. That means connecting them all and building their capacity in order to deliver the quality education that we want to see in our classrooms. So that is how we see it. It is the teachers have to be upgraded accordingly, and to follow suit and integrate the benefits of artificial intelligence into their teaching and learning.
Ms. Edda Bohn, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining us tonight here on the Daily Roundup.
Thank you, Nina, and all the best. Thank you.
That was Ms. Edda Bohn speaking to us on the Ministry of Education's plans on introducing artificial intelligence into the school curricula. We're going to take another short break. When we come back,